Hello, how are you today? It's Carolina here. And if you hear a loud breathing at the background, it's my dog who just entered the room. Okay, so today I want to share a reflection that occurred to me on the beach. And it has to do with the goddess Aphrodite and with being still, sitting still, waiting, allowing what you need to come to you. Um, I live in Cyprus, and I visited on Sunday the place where, according to the legend, is the birthplace of the goddess Aphrodite, where she emerged from the sea foam. Um, and that's how she was born into the earth. So I was swimming there, and it was such a beautiful weather, such a crystal clear water, and it was gorgeous. And I was swimming, enjoying the sea, and she came to my mind, the goddess. And my mind started to just ponder on things. And a question came to my mind. Okay, so she emerged out of the sea, and then where did she go? Like because the land is so dry now in the summer, and I was thinking, okay, she was probably like thirsty and needed fruits and food and shelter, but how did she go and found all of it? Kind of silly, weird questions to ponder on. But my mind was really like, how did she did it? How did she even survive? And then I started laughing at myself, and I remembered she was a goddess, you know? She was a goddess. And there was a shift that happened in me when I heard the words, she was a goddess. All the gods, goddesses in the Greek mythology or in other mythologies from different parts of the world, they very often are like archetypes of human psyche, and they show certain patterns, journeys, and aspects of being human. So I like to look at the mythology and gods, goddesses through that lens. And there was something in the words, she was a goddess, that I felt that was true when it comes to our nature also. That sometimes we forget that there is the divine spark in us. We think that we are just this human form with our body and with our mind that is quite limited and our emotions. And then, it looks like it's difficult to survive. Where will I find what I need? Like my initial thinking, where did she go? How did she find water, food, and anything? And it looks like we are separate from everything else, that there is separation and scarcity, and that we really need to try hard in order to get what we need. And then there was this shift, the realization, but she was a goddess. But you are also the divinity. You are also the spark of God, goddess, universe. And I saw a rock on the beach there at Aphrodite's birthplace, and it looks so comfortable. There were many places that were just perfect for sitting there. And I went out of the sea and I sat on the rock, and it occurred to me, that's what she did. She didn't go anxiously to look for anything. She just sat on the rock and enjoyed, and she allowed everything that she needed to come to her. The people who were delighted to invite her to their places, the mythological gods and goddesses that came to welcome her. Because when we are aware of our divine self, of our God spark, Though we don't have the sense of separation, but we're aware of the interconnectedness of all life. And we are attuned into the web of life that connects it all. So in my kind of pondering on the story, it became clear, like, of course, some other beings that were resonant with her energy were informed that this great creature was born into the earth and she brought all her gifts, and they were informed about it, and they came to her to greet her, to invite her to receive her gifts and to offer her anything that she could need. And also the story about the birth of baby Jesus came to mind. Also, like, divine person. And then some other people, the kings and the shepherds, they were informed either by the star or by angels that Jesus is born. Yes. So it points me to the interconnectedness of life and to the fact that the divine energy is always communicating. It has a lot of invisible, magical channels of communication that are unknown to the human mind, but they are there. So I was sitting on the rock and it felt so natural and obvious that, of course, she could expect all she needed to come to her. And the reflection for me was about remembering to sit still sometimes, literally and also in a metaphorical sense. When the mind sometimes wants to go to emergency mode, you know, how will I get what I need? And frantically starting to do 100 things at the same time. Maybe it's time actually to sit on a rock and allow the beings that are resonant, the energies that are resonant, to find you, to find me. And there was deep sense of truth and relaxation when I had that mythological reflection. I'm curious if it sparks anything in you. I'm curious if sometimes you are like going to a survival mode, or you think that you are just separate self, that you need to take care of everything by yourself and control everything. And if you also know the moments of shifting and knowing that you are part of life, that you are divinely supported, that the more connected you are to the divine essence, to your soul, the more in communication and communion you are with the rest of the world, and everything you need will come to you as you sit still and allow it. And I'm just about to finish, and my dog is leaving the room now also. Okay, thank you so much for watching. And by the way, I have an upcoming program, Feed Your Magic, 2nd edition. And in the program, I love exploring also archetypes, mythology, divinity, and everything that helps us shift from separation, from survival mode, from fear and anxiety, into deep knowing, deep relaxation, awareness of the God spark, of the soul. Because that's when miracles happen, and that's when the magic can flow freely. So if you would like to find out more about it, if you want to chat with me about it, get in touch. I'm really looking forward to playing with people in Feed Your Magic and seeing what magic we can co-create. It's always so much fun. Okay, bye for now, and may your magic thrive.